This is Terry Howe from the Talkback Fans Podcast, and you're listening to the Barbecue Central Show with the incomparable host, Greg Rempe.
Start the game! Let's go!
We'll do it live. Okay. Well, do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and... Oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Hey, good evening, and welcome to the really big Barbecue Central Show. This is the show where we talk about all things that are important to the world of barbecue and grilling. The show is originating from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city, Bomb City, USA, Cleveland, Ohio, the barbecue capital of the North Coast. I am your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on your Tuesday evening's live fire fun and frivolity show. If you would like to get in contact with the show this evening, or you would like to follow the show during off-show hours, here's how you do all that.
You can get in touch with the show by sending an email to Greg at bbqcentralshow.com. Follow us on all the social media channels at BBQ Central Show. And be sure to subscribe to the show podcast feed on your favorite podcast platform.
Anything else you want to find out about the show can be found at the main website, thebbqcentralshow.com. And here's what's happening on the show this evening. Coming up in about 12 minutes from now, it is just a stretch over her traditional quarterly appearance, which I believe was last week, but I could be wrong on that, but I think I'm pretty much right. For the third time in what will be 4 efforts in 2026, Jess Pryles joins the show. So an hour earlier of her usual 10:14 or 14 past the second hour, however you like me to say it. But since she missed her traditional slot last week at 14 past the second hour due to travels, we'll talk about that as well. She said, I'm available the following week on the 28th. Here's where we are. I said, well, in the second hour, that, of course, 14 past and 35 past is the embedded correspondence for the month of July. And I said, if you could move 1 hour earlier, we can have the run of the first hour, because it's been 3 months since we have spoken to each other, and there's plenty of stuff to talk about. There's multiple TV shows that she's either starring in herself or as a co-host situation, major networks. There's also trips that have been taken. There's also barbecue nonsense that is transpiring. Plenty of things to talk about. So Jess Pryles will operate in that first hour. Maybe not the whole first hour, but maybe the whole first hour, but maybe not. But I have plenty of things to talk about. So that's hour number 1. Then we will move to hour number 2, as I just mentioned, because it is the 4th Tuesday of the month. It is the embedded correspondence. Holy free holies. Do I have, usually I say, a laundry list of 100% assurity questions. Whatever bigger than a laundry list is, we've got it here this evening. Not only that, I am led to believe that we have a full complement of embedded correspondence.
Can I trouble you for a moment?
Oh, yeah, Maggie. That's right. Rusty Monson of Salt City will be coming in this evening. I am promised that he has full new audio gear, upgraded audio gear. He should sound bigger and better than ever. So very much looking forward to the second hour. Very much looking forward to combing through all of these different assurity statements. I believe I said questions a couple minutes ago, and I didn't mean that. I meant 100% surety statements. And that's how the show is laying out. So 5 total guests, but really just 2. 2 hours to Jess Pryles in that first hour and an embedded correspondence second hour. Don't forget you can follow me socially through the likes of an Instagrams, a Tweeters, a Tickerty Talks, a Snappity Snap Snaps, and a LinkedIn's, all at the handle at BBQ Central Show. And we say good evening to those of you watching tonight through one of our video streaming platforms. You can go to facebook.com/BBQ Central Show, or you can watch on YouTube, which is youtube.com/@BBQ Central Show. We do have a new YouTube poll question of the week that we're asking everybody. Have you even thought about the Barbecue World Cup outside of me mentioning it each month during the embedded correspondence segment? And currently 77% of you are saying no. Results from the poll question last week: are you watching Pitmasters on the Food Network? 52% of you on that one are saying yes, you are. Did you watch last night? It's a nail biter. The show open tonight, gang, has been jumped. I was ready with it. I was excited about it. I was geeked about it, especially with what happened last week and how the reaction was over the course of the last 7 days. And I was all ready to go with the opening take of the evening. But no, when the UPS guy showed up today, I knew immediately that that was not going to happen, that the open had been jumped, had been guerrilla warfared away from what I wanted to do. It demands to be shown here this evening as we lead. And then if I can remember, top of the second hour, I will get into what the show open was going to be, because it couldn't possibly wait another week and hit with the same authority, if you know what I mean. But jumping the hour, jumping the open.
A Barbecue Central Show exclusive news update.
Greg Rempe reporting from the breaking news desk here in Cleveland, Ohio, the city that breaks the most live-fire breaking news across the country, and dare I say, the globe. Gang, looky who got into the barbecue rub business. Me! Look, right here, the Barbecue Central Show's first effort into the rub category. I know I sat here last week with Dan Arnold from Sucklebusters, and I asked him, if you were getting into the rub business now, would it look and feel different? Would you have adjusted expectations of success because of the literal noise that is the barbecue rub scene, sector, marketplace, whatever you want to call it? And he said, no. If the product is great, it can have success in the market. There's still more pie to have. And I said, well, dag blasted, I am going to get me one of these newfangled rubs. I've always been a fan of honey rub. I love honey hog from Meat Church. I love honey rub, some Sucklebusters. I had my own recipe right here. I sent it down to Dan. We quickly put it together. You know what? That didn't happen. I didn't quickly put anything together. The mail showed up today, and I have shakers of rub right here for retail. That's how easy it is, gang. I can get into this business. I can clean up. Stand by. They showed up in a retail ready package. There's 6 of them. You can see it right here. Looks like there's a shipping label of some sort, maybe. Here we go. Hey, Greg, thank you for having me on the show. Enjoy the barbecue rub. Dan Arnold, right here. That's Dan's Success Seasonings. That's who helped me get into my foray. By the way, personally said, Dan, you have tremendous handwriting. Like, to me, that feels like a woman wrote that in your honor, but okay, whatever. But it's just this easy. If you want to get into the rub game, if you want to partner with somebody that has outstanding product at their fingertips and who's ready to make you look like a champion, this is it. This is as easy as it gets. I have 6 bottles ready for retail. I can take card. I can take cash. I will take check. I can deposit that on my phone. You might have seen it on social media about 30 minutes ago. It's a 12-ounce shaker bottle, sealed, signed, and delivered. All the nutritionals right here. A lot of zeros except for sodium. A few natural ingredients. It's got the whole right up here of the honey rub. $48 a bottle. I don't give a fuck if I sell it. So if you want it, you're coming at it. $48 now, to show that I am not a stranger to the value proposition. $48 a bottle includes shipping, priority shipping. So I'm only gonna, if I'm shipping it priority, what is that, $8, $10? So I'm only netting $38 a bottle. Highly sought after. Don't sleep on the debut drop of the Barbecue Central Show's Honey Rub. $48 includes shipping. You know where to find me, Greg at the BBQ Central Show, or slide into my DMs on Instagram. Creep. While we await the great Jess Pryles, I will talk to you about the other thing that I really love, which is my ceramic cooker from Primo. That's right. Especially now, especially in the heat, but also especially in the cold. Because in Cleveland, for some reason, we get them both brutally. The cold and the hot humidity. We love fuel efficiency. We love that we can get a number of grilling sessions and a load of charcoal. You can smother the charcoal out. Now, I know. Oh, the charcoal doesn't act the same way when you're real. Shut up. It does. Now, you might need to add some fresh depending on what you're doing. Don't sleep on the rules of the flame. Don't listen to these haters telling you that the charcoal doesn't act the same way on a relight after you smother it out. Shake the coals off, save your money, and be wise with your thin gilders. You're going to need to save up in order to buy my rub. Did I mention there's 6 bottles? Primos are only sold through dealers, so you need to find one near you. Go to primogrill.com for a dealer locator. And then touch and feel all of these ovals. You will know by touch which one is the right one for you. You will know it by feel, all that fun stuff. Yes. Again, I recommend XL, but if you want to go double XL, who am I to tell you no? Remember the old refrain, nobody cried because they bought a grill that was too big. But oh my God, do they cry when they underbuy because they're trying to be a cheap ass at the most important time to not be a cheap ass. When you're buying a cooker, buy up. I've said it for 20 years. Buy up, and if you regret it, call me, and I will listen to the crying. So far, no calls. Primogrill.com. It's the only one to buy. All the other ceramic grills are round. Forget that. Primogrill.com. We're back with Jess Pryles right after this. Stick around.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Show studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back. Leading off this first hour tonight, CEO, cook, author, TV show host, co-host, dare I say, star, Barbecue Central Show's guest Hall of Famer, and her third trip in for 2026. Yes, Jess Pryles. Hey now.
Hey.
All right, we have a YouTube poll question of the week that we're asking everybody.
Great.
Have you even thought about the Barbecue World Cup outside of the monthly embedded correspondence segments?
Can I just not answer that question?
Then we take that as a no. Look.
Listen, in fairness, I've been busy.
Yeah, but I mean, like, does it even cross your mind? It's fine if it doesn't.
No.
Currently, 84% of the YouTube voting public does not think about the Barbecue World Cup outside of the embedded correspondence.
What does it mean?
You don't know what the Barbecue World Cup is?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's the $1 million barbecue contest, spending all of this year qualifying for the grand finale in Las Vegas at some point in the spring next year. And I don't want to break my own news here before the second hour, but it's happening. Teams are qualifying, and you won't. But if you went back and listened to any number of embedded correspondence over the last 6 months, you would hear some correspondence pro Barbecue World Cup. You would have some correspondence questioning whether this thing is even going to happen. How about that?
That's a lot of money.
Millie for the winner, not a overall prize purse. $1 to the winner, and then additional pay downs to the tune of 200 to 300 G's.
It seems highly unlikely, doesn't it?
I don't know, but I guess we're going to see together.
I mean, look,
Don't pay any attention to my dog back there.
No one get a new dog.
What up, dog?
The Food Network TV show that I am currently on has a grand prize of, I think collectively it's $50,000, and that's for a major network TV show.
Yeah.
So, are there sponsors for this event?
Yes. Don't ask me to name them.
I'm not asking you to name them because we don't give anything away for free on the Barbecue Central show.
Let me roll that back.
Of note?
Let me roll it back. I'm sure there are sponsors in the traditional sense. So let's say a grill company, a charcoal company sponsorship. The money is coming from investors who have not been named.
No. Incorrect. False.
Rich people.
No.
Well, I mean, yes.
So that's what makes me more suspicious than anything else, Greg. Because you know the only way you can get a pot that big is through sponsorships, and the only way you could convince a sponsor is by convincing them that it's worth it for them. Because otherwise, what's the ROI for the investors? How do you net that back, and then plus on your investment?
I'm going to send a link over to Sans Stash, and he's going to listen to the interview I did with the CEO of the Barbecue World Cup, and then he's going to AI note take the high points of all of these questions that you just asked that I asked him. And then you might be able to further conceptualize do you believe it or not? I mean, can you imagine going through this whole year?
You did the interview. How do you feel?
I mean, you know me. I
do know
believe you until you F me. And at this point, I'm not effed. So I have to believe him. But I couldn't imagine this is not what we're supposed to talk about. But I couldn't imagine going through this whole 2026 and telling people you've qualified to the barbecue
for an
World
event
Cup,
that doesn't have
and
a
then
date yet.
it doesn't come off. I couldn't imagine that. Like, that would be the biggest.
But that's because you're not a grifter. Like, you've met people in your time who have done that, right? No, well, I'm not either. But we know that there are people like that who exist.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that this person is either, because I don't even know who it is. But I look forward to being proven wrong. But so far, it all sounds like the North Haverbrook monorail.
Aha, not that. Now
Do you know what I'm talking
we
about?
both don't know what each other are talking about.
The Simpsons monorail.
Oh no, I've never really watched The Simpsons.
He took a bunch of money for people to build a monorail that never.
Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, it's basically, it sounds like it could be the same thing unless it happens, and then it's not the same thing. It's exactly the opposite.
Well,
Stay
I look
tuned.
forward to discussing this in next year
Yes,
when
that's
we'll
right.
have our answer. I
Now, look,
suppose. Yes.
I have a big problem with you.
Can't wait to hear it.
For literal years, I have tried and tried and tried to get you to organically say what apparently is your new catchphrase. And no matter how hard I tried, you just would never say it. And then in the past 3 weeks, you have trotted it out on the likes of the Food Network, Instagram feeds with Super Troopers. And it needs to be known that I have been sitting on this particular sound drop for at least 4 years. And it could have been played in order for me to actually prove that. And it's this.
I'm not here to fuck spiders.
Why did you never say that on my show? All the time. Jess, are you ready to talk live fire here tonight?
I'm not here to fuck spiders.
Okay, well, let's get going. What happened?
Do you know what else? And you missed this because in the same way that I don't listen to your show, you don't watch any of my shows. But I actually already dropped that on the Hardcore Carnivore TV show as well and had a whole discussion with an old guy in Wisconsin about how big the spiders in Australia
I watched
were.
that. I saw that too. Yes, right. I don't know why it just stung differently,
It's all right.
seeing it so quickly back to back.
I think it stung differently because when you see, a comedic troupe like Super Troopers responding to it, that's got to sting a little bit,
Yeah.
Rempy. I get it.
Yes.
But what can I say? I'm not here to fuck spiders.
The ego is ultra fragile, and thank you for saying that in an organic way. So, how was Scotland?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I ate fish and chips literally every day. They fry the fish in beef tallow. So fucking good. Like, San Stash also, he ate fish and chips every day. I had some of his fish and chips every day. I had pies. I had Sunday roasts. We saw castles.
Yep.
We had seen 7 castles, and we were on our last day out of the Highlands. And he's like, do you think you could show me 2 more so I could get a full grid of 9? And I went, you know what? I can. Because it's Scotland and there's a castle around every fucking corner.
Wow.
And it was beautiful. And if you haven't been, you should go because it's great. Put it on the list.
Couple things on the fish and chips front. Do you notice a marked or palatable difference in a good way compared to fish and chips here?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're experts of the fry-related arts over there. So first of all, like, it's a basic part of their cuisine, and so they're not fucking around. So every piece of fish you had is impossibly crisp, and might I add that it's battered, not breaded, as so much catfish tends to be here. I mean, they use haddock, not catfish,
Thank
which is
goodness.
also an immediate improvement.
Yeah.
But I said to the husband, can we all align now that a battered product is superior to a breaded product? Because clearly, the same goes for fried pickles. It doesn't matter what fried item you're talking about. Batter is always superior to breading. And Scotland proves it as a country.
Now, this isn't necessarily a pinpoint at Scotland, but you specifically mentioned it. I mean, are we a little over this beef tallow bullshit? Or is this for real? I feel like this has been played up to a point where if you don't just jump in with both feet, don't do that, by the way, it'll burn your feet, and say, oh yeah, beef tallow, like you're immediately shit on by the elitists.
You know, I think that they preceded the whole fancy beef tallow movement. Like, I think they were doing it before
they started
it was cool. Yeah, I mean, you know, they've been frying things for a very long time. Haven't you seen Braveheart? Did you not see the fish frying scene in Braveheart?
I never saw that movie.
I was just kidding. There's no fish frying scene in Braveheart.
Well, you had me. I would just believe you.
Should have just gone with it.
Yeah, you should have. How hard or how much convincing coaxing does it take you to do to your husband or husband to do those flash dance posts, which will inevitably put on your social media channels? I mean, that is like balls of balls right there.
Yeah, he's lost 10 pounds in the past couple of months, so I think he's feeling pretty good about himself and didn't mind showing off a little bit. But we rocked up to this hotel, and they had a hot tub and a sauna, and then they're like, we don't have a cold plunge, but we've got this like oldie bucket of water that fills up with cold water and you can refresh yourself. And that's what he did, and he was a good sport about it. And then I videoed it and put it on the internet for everybody to see. I should have guessed that his biggest fan, aka you, would have immediately done that. I'm sure you screen recorded it. Obviously.
Yeah.
No, he was a good sport about it. We had a lot of fun. It was good. He did not see any Loch Ness monsters in the hot tub. Just getting that question out of the way.
I heard that was fake. Do you write these trips off?
No, this was a pure vacation.
Do you write some trips
Which is
off?
actually really unusual for me. Normally, everything that I do is connected to work in some way.
Yeah.
So it's in some way, like all my trips to Australia are based on work.
I feel like
and then I happen
even
to see family
Scotland
while I'm
is
there.
business adjacent. I mean, you ate food, you posted.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. For me, you do that.
Yeah, it was.
Don't mind my dog.
I'm sorry about your dog. It was. I probably could have, because I did eat a lot of beef, and I was trying to track down Highland beef, which apparently is really difficult to find because the actual breed of Highland cattle is rare to find as a purebred these days. So I did find some butchers that have it, but I did not find any restaurants that were serving it. And as you can imagine, hotels aren't really hot on you cooking beef in your little hotel room. So that'll be for next time.
You didn't have any when you were there?
I had beef. I didn't have Highland beef.
Oh, what's the?
I don't know if you know this.
The
They're famous for another breed. You may have heard of it. It's called Angus. Angus!
Shocker.
Yeah. That's it's Scottish.
How many social postings do you have in the can and or already scheduled to release when you're away for a week? Like it is a little jarring to see Jess Pryles in the teaching kitchen, your kitchen, and then the next, like when I hit right, you're at a castle in Scotland. I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Did you get whiplash? Listen, I'm not always, there are people who are very good on their schedules, their social schedules, and plan things out. At the moment, I have about a month's worth of content, which is really unusual.
Whoa.
Because I kind of get home from in between the traveling and then I just try and smash stuff out. But there have been times where I'm like, oh my God, I don't have anything. What am I going to do? I need to start doing things. And that's because I have, a real life and jobs that take me away from just being a full-time content creator. So it's not actually my full-time job. So sometimes I run out of stuff, but I try not to.
If you could only pick one, would you be the cooking creator or would you be a hunting creator, as you said?
Oh, I would still do cooking over hunting.
But if you had to pick one.
But But why is it between that? I wouldn't say my job is creator or creator.
Well, you said hunting creator, so then I just made a question up right off the top of my head.
Did I?
I think you did. No?
I didn't. No, I don't think I did. Let's go back to the instant replay. Content creator probably is what I said. I have an Australian accent, so perhaps you're struggling with that. But I also, I run a business. And a lot of the stuff that I do is in person. So I'll do, like, I was just in Australia doing a lamb conference where I was a keynote speaker. So that's not a typical content creator. That's an in-person speaking thing. So I don't know. I like what I do, though. It's a lot of fun.
Are you allowed to record that keynote, chop it up, and have now 2 months of stuff in the can?
You don't want it. No one wants to hear a keynote on social.
Well, not the whole thing,
Different
but you
vibes,
like 30
man.
seconds of hot takes on land.
Like a TED
whatever.
talk?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, maybe I should consider that. That's a great suggestion, Greg. Thanks. I'll put it on the giant pile of great suggestions I've gotten from you
Thank
over
you.
the years.
Where is the one place that you haven't been to travel-wise that you want to go to?
Vietnam.
Why?
Because the food's incredible. It's food-based tourism.
Oddly enough, I don't know why, but I had a guy show up on my feed who was very happy to explain whatever his life is, and he's in Vietnam, and explaining the cost of living and what he gets for X amount of money a month. And he's got some internet job or whatever. I mean, he's not, building Nike sneakers or something out there, but he just raved and raved and raved about it. And all I think about in the back of my head, because I'm American, is, but Vietnam.
Oh, yeah, but no, see, it's different. It's different as an Australian because Southeast Asia was like our Mexico. So I've been to Indonesia and Thailand and Cambodia, and Vietnam's the only one I didn't make it to. And now I have more appreciation for the cuisine than I did then. And so I just really want to go. And it's meant to be very beautiful. And that's one of the places. But there's heaps more. I've never been to Argentina. I'd like to go to Argentina. I think I'd like to go to Colombia too. A little scared.
Bogota.
I feel like Medellin and the old city there would be super cool.
You ever been to Chile?
I've never been to Chile. It looks a bit cold.
I think you would like that. I
Maybe.
feel like that fits your whole food vibe. There's some outdoor stuff going on there. A great red wine if you're into red wine. Of course, Chile.
Yeah, that's true. You could go for the Malbecs.
Yum.
I suppose that's more from Argentina. But there's more. I'd really like to go around the UK a little more and see all the little towns, and there's more places. I haven't been to Spain. I really want to go to Spain.
Yeah.
There's
Spain.
lots of places still. Morocco would be cool.
I own property in Scotland.
Do you have a lordship? Are you a lord in Scotland?
I am
there
a lord.
It is.
There it is, right there. I am Lord
Blair Adams?
Gregory Rempe of Blairdom. You probably drove past it on accident.
You don't think it's Blair Adam?
Well, one of us, Jess, is a professional orator, and so I say Blairdom. But is it Blair Adam?
I don't know. I think we should. If you're Scottish and someone, please tell us
Nobody's
who's right.
Scottish
And if it's
that watches
Greg,
this show.
don't say anything.
Right. Keep it to yourself, for crying out loud. We're not here to make anybody look bad.
No, we're here to fuck spiders.
What's the feedback on this Pitmasters show so far that you're hearing?
I only get feedback like in my sycophantic echo chamber of people who leave comments on my posts.
But what about Andrew Zimmer? Does he call you or text you and be like, "Hey, the owner of Food Network said this is going really great." Blah blah blah.
Well, I mean, honestly, the feedback overall, because we do have the production company give us updates, and they've been really stoked with the viewership and what people are saying about it online, and it's looking really good. And I watched for the first time last night because I've been like, I wanted to just let it settle a little bit. And I think it looks really great. I think it's hard. So I texted with Ernest last night as we were watching, and we're like, what do you think? What do you think? There is so much that happened during filming that it's so hard to take all that and then cram it into 90 minutes that for us, it feels rushed because we saw so much more than that. Like, I'll give you an example, and I don't want to be a spoiler alert, but I can. No, spoiler for last night's episode, not what's coming in future.
Oh, you should have watched it last night. Tough shit.
Yeah.
I watched it.
You should, exactly. Thank you.
What?
So, for example, last night, the team that went home, I don't think they showed, I feel like they didn't show why we sent them home during the judging stage, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like during judging, we're like, oh, this is pretty good. Did you watch it, Greg?
You didn't feel like it when you were giving them the feedback.
I didn't feel
in the thing, they showed it right.
Yeah, so one of the interesting parts of the feedback on that moment was the team that went home, when they were up in front of us judging.
We're not going to mention Al going home.
That's who we're talking about. And we're like, and I said to Al, so the thing that got me the most about, and it, first of all, the caveat on all of it, right? It's hard. You're sleep deprived. This is not Al's comfort place, which he has said from the get-go. And he just wanted to go and do what he loved, and that came across. But when they put that platter down in front of us and there was just that single kebab, that single skewer, and I said, Al, what are you doing with the plating, man? And he said, hey, man, I'm not a chef. You know, I'm like, I get it. I'm not a chef either. But when's the last time you had 4 people around to your house for dinner and you put a single skewer down on a board to serve to them? And he's like, yeah, that's a good point. Like, it doesn't have to be pretty, but there's 4 judges and you put a single skewer down and you know, that wasn't the reason, but it was part of the reason. It was part of the broader picture. But it's incredibly challenging because Al has a huge repertoire of these traditional South American techniques. And obviously, you know, he reached into some Brazilian techniques and with the picanha in particular, and a few other countries he's done stuff from as well. But they're all very sort of rustic techniques, and they're all of a certain type and style. And it's the type of thing where, like, if you go to Argentina and you go to a cookout there and someone's doing something asado on a cross or however it is, and you're so into it because you're in there and you're in the moment and you're in the right setting and you're on location and it's just fabulous. But if you took that out of context and you put it in the middle of a mountain in Utah, would it hit the same? So I think that was one of the toughest things for true traditional live fire cooks that really, like Al, who really stuck to certain techniques.
You hearing anything about a second season?
How come you didn't have anything off the back of that? Are you uncomfortable with this conversation?
No, I mean, so if you're saying why you wish they would have showed more of that,
I felt like when I watched it,
my answer would be whoever's in charge of the editing is probably thinking, well, if I let too much of this roll, it's not going to be as vanilla as it needs to be, to think that, these people are probably going to get eliminated because they went on it. So they got to keep it a little more less edgy.
Fair enough. I just felt like when I watched it back, I was like, oh, it's very unclear why they were the ones who went home, because they received no feedback, no negative feedback.
According to the final, the picanha was undercooked. True?
The final?
Yeah, like when they were getting booted out. Oh, the picanha was not cooked enough or not well enough.
Did you see it?
No, I just fast forwarded to the end to see who got kicked off and wanted to hear what you guys said.
You could very clearly see that it was
Undercooked?
Very, very, very rare.
Maybe he was going for a... what do you call that?
He did that. So here's the thing. He did the traditional Brazilian style.
Tartar.
Where he turned them into C shapes and skewered them on a sword. And to cook it like that, it then has to be cooked rodizio style, right? So where it's rotated, you know, Greg, of course, you know. But just for those who are not you and listening and or watching, it's slowly turned around on a rotisserie, and they bring it to the table and they shave the very outer bits off. And then here's the key, Greg. Here's the key. What happens after they do that?
Goes back on the rodizio.
It goes back on. Because you cannot keep carving it at the table and expect it to be fully cooked.
Yeah.
It is under, because that is the cooking style. So if you are cooking to serve it on a table, you have to cook it differently. You just have to cook it differently. You have to cook the whole thing through.
2 of 3 people that have been kicked out of here have undercooked. Leslie Rourke got undercooked chicken. That was sad. 2 weeks ago, I had a take on undercooked chicken and how...
Was it hot?
For the... yes, it was almost boiling, because look over the life of any of these shows, competition cooking shows. I couldn't possibly name any other protein that has sucker punched a contestant right out of a contest. Undercooked chicken. I've seen it on Hell's Kitchen. I've seen it on all the other Food Network shows. Now it's on this one. And all I think to myself is, if there's one protein that I trust me with the most, it's fucking chicken. How does it happen? No. Like I would never be nervous, ever, never, ever, to cook chicken.
Look, so here's the thing. I think that everybody is underestimating how difficult this was for the teams. And even though she wasn't sleep deprived yet, let's just look at the fact of where we were filming. We're at 5,000 feet above sea level. New Orleans, where she lives, not quite that.
5,000 feet below sea level.
Right. So you've got immediate differences with managing the fire. And again, like, some people are competition people. Like, I'm not a competition person. I'll tell you, I cook the way that I like to cook, and I don't get excited about the challenge of like, oh, how can I make, it's how many degrees of elevation am I, and I'm going to have to change my fire. Like, that's just not a variable that I get excited about with cooking, but it's one that really, really matters. But
don't you think about it?
I get excited about ingredients and but of course I think about it, but that's not, yes, I do think about it when I need to, when I'm doing demos in different places, but it doesn't mean that just because you think about it, that you have the experience with it. Everything takes experience to pull it off. So also, poor Leslie, I don't know if they showed this or not, but she also had altitude sickness earlier that day. Yep. So she was in pretty rough shape to start off with. And you know what? I've had not a long time, but I've had like events where I've thought the chicken wings were there and they weren't. It's just a shitty protein that gets you sometimes. It's not really a shitty protein. I eat a lot of chicken.
What's with the sprinting to the pantries? I mean, doesn't anybody remember that semi-famous Dave Anderson broke his stick doing that in a Food Network show years ago?
I think it's to like I showed you the other night. Like they make them do that. Heaps of stuff in it. No, pantry has heaps of stuff in it, but there's only so much. There's only so much of a certain type. So, for example, there were only so many head-on shrimp, and SO got them, and Connie wanted them. So
gotta run.
They run because there's limited ingredients. That's your answer.
All right.
And they want to make sure that they get them. Maybe they want to push some people over on the way and just create some peril.
Matt Groark thinking that the Philadelphia Eagles are ready to sign a fullback at a moment's notice.
Yeah. That's exactly what could potentially have happened. No one knows what goes through Matt Groark's mind.
Are we a fan of Andrew Zimmern's hat aesthetic?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's giving garden gnome. He's amazing. He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun to film with.
Was there ever a point during the show where you had any type of imposter syndrome on the judging side?
No, and that's weird for me because usually I would.
Why not?
But I felt like, I don't know. I felt like I had earned it. Like I'd finally, like I deserve to be here. I've paid my dues. I've worked my ass off. So it was good. Felt good. Felt right. Felt good.
All right, let's turn the question.
And honestly,
yes,
it was like just four mates out to dinner. Like, I hope they they showed a little bit of it the other night, like where Ernest said to me, like, is this a 9-hour cook? And I'm like, nope. I hope they start showing you more of the internal conversation we had during judging instead of just what we said to the contestants. Because when we were talking with each other, it was like when you get passionate foodies together, we're challenging each other. We're just going, oh, did you taste that in there? What did you think of this? Nah, you're crazy. Did you really? Oh, shit. No. Well, let me try it again. Like, it's fun. That's what I would be more interested in seeing.
From a co-host standpoint, which one of the other three do you have the least in common with?
We had the same amount with everyone. There wasn't a dividing line. I don't think. Mo, out of anyone, I think had the, like, there were a few times where we would talk about certain foods and he was like, oh, I haven't tried that before. But aside from that, nothing.
From a contestant standpoint, who did you like the least?
Everybody. Well, why don't you keep watching and find out?
Let's turn the judging imposter question around a little bit. How well do you think you would do on a show like this? And who would be your plus one?
I don't think I would do well on a show like this at all, which is why I haven't competed before. But I'll tell you why.
Have you been asked?
I'm a million times.
Oh.
I am a planner. And good dishes come from repetition and experimentation and experience. And there's some stuff that can definitely happen on the fly for sure. But I like to stop the way that I build, like especially doing the new book, the way that I build flavors and ideas and concepts, I sit down and want to really be inspired by different things. And I don't think that the way I work lends itself well to quick, now make this, quick, do this, quick, figure it out. Because I'm a methodical person, not a quick figure it out person. That's what I would say.
How's the taste made?
So like I have mad respect for the people who do go and do it.
Of course.
Yeah.
How's that other Tastemade show doing?
The Outdoor Channel show, Feast by Fire?
Yeah, Feast by Fire.
Feast by Fire.
Yeah.
It's going great. The episode last night was from at Interstellar Barbecue.
Yeah,
we did a lamb shoulder. Yeah. And it's fun. That's a fun little show because you can get actual recipes from pitmasters of their lesser known dishes. That's the whole premise of the show. So we're talking like, smoke fried chicken, lamb shoulder, pastrami at Mum Foods, raspberry burnt ends, not just another brisket.
Be honest. Which show do you like better from a show's perspective?
I like them. I'm not doing Sophie's Choice.
Oh, come on.
And they're different. No.
Why?
I'm proud of both of them.
If I was going to pay you $1 million to
different.
do one show or the other, which show are you doing?
Next year in Vegas, is that when you're paying me?
Yes. Good callback. Wow, look at you, sharp as ever. And on a flyback from Scotland,
sharp
no less.
with the comedy.
Look at you.
I know. Can't believe I'm awake still.
No doubt. How are those two new barbecue rubs? Well, steak rub and poultry rub doing for you?
Did you get yours?
Yes, love it.
Well, you tell me.
So I've used the steak rub 3 different times, which has been the last 3 times I've had steak. Love the... So I did almost like a little comparison because I don't use the cowboy butter rub in its traditional sense. So I like the fact that yes, I've done it many, many times on many beefs. So I immediately took it off to try to see like where any similarity might be. So there's some similarity, but this
but they're quite different.
Yeah,
they have different ingredients.
The steak rub is really, really good. Probably, one of my top 5.
I think I want to film a video. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Top 5 of ours or top 5 of anyone's?
Period. Yeah.
Thank you. That's just an important clarification.
Yes.
I was thinking about filming a video because I think this would be interesting for people who, just an interesting topic. I made pork tenderloin tonight and I made it with Steak Master. Yeah. And I was like, what would go great on this? Some coarse garlic, some smoked paprika, some Worcestershire, rock and roll. That's all the ingredient. That's part of the ingredients that's in Steak Master. And it was great. And then I realized there's so, like you just said, you've had it 3 times all on steak. Imagine if you did something that the label didn't say.
Right.
And so it's interesting, I think, to me that a lot of people are very crippled by whatever the label says. Like if it, they're like,
sure.
I can't
do that.
I've got fear of going outside the label, but I love doing that.
Plus, to me, pork tenderloin, I always consider it to be widely underrated. And when cooked properly, there's a lot of same mouthfeeliness that you get in a properly cooked filet mignon, in my estimation. So steak rub's going to go good on the filet. Steak rub definitely going to be good on a properly cooked pork tenderloin. Get you all kinds of new mouthfeels there. Yeah. I mean, it's good stuff.
All up in your feels.
And the poultry rub lives right in, I mean, not to sound dumb or obvious, the poultry love living right in that poultry rub wheelhouse. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it's a poultry zone.
Yes. I mean, it's got all the good poultry aromatics that I'm going to hit my turkeys with. I've had it a bunch on chicken. You got
multiple dried herbs.
Yes.
You got a lot of garlic. And I put a little bit of lemon on the finish. But we didn't have anything else like that in the line. A lot of our stuff is, as you can imagine, being a Texas-based brand inspired by Texas ingredients, a lot of our stuff is sort of Tex-Mex Mexican forward. And at one point, literally the reason that I thought of coming out with a poultry rub, and then I was like, actually, we're missing this from the line, so yes, is I got an email from someone who bought our Max Pack, which is everything that we have. So at the time it was, I think 7 or 8 seasonings.
Wow.
And they said, I really like your stuff, but I'm disappointed that there was nothing in there for chicken. Now, we're talking a Max Pack that has Tex-Mex, which goes on chicken, chili lime, which goes on chicken, red, which goes on chicken, Amplify, which you could use on chicken. There were so many damn chicken rubs in there, or stuff that you could use on chicken. But because there was nothing that said, use this on chicken, that was the feedback. So now we have a chicken rub.
There you go. Meeting all needs.
And it's yum. I've been making a lot of chicken meatballs with it. I put a bunch of that and then a bunch of Parmesan. Yeah. Or Parmesan, as the rest of the world says.
Do they?
Or Parmigiano, if you're in Italy. No one says Parmesan.
What's her name? The one that talks English until it's an Italian word. Giada Di Laurenti. Parmigiano Reggiano. Oh, I want to punch her in the face when she does that. Oh, God, it's so annoying. She's got a big head, man. No shade on Giada, but I mean, she's got a big head. Agree or disagree? I thought you were going to make
a shade joke.
Yeah, that's got its own weather system, Charlie. Hey, Jess, you want to play a game?
Yes.
You know it.
I so do.
It is the game show that has swept the nation, no less then 5 times at last count. Betwixt the two, where I will ask Jess Pryles betwixt 2 songs of one artist, which one is the best song. But before we get to that, we got to know a little bit about our guests, and it's Jess Pryles tonight. Jess, tell us a little about yourself.
Hi there, I'm Jess Pryles. You can currently see me on the outdoor channel show Feast by Fire or as a judge on the hit series Food Network's Hit Masters. And don't forget, my new book, Prime Cuts, comes out in October and is available for pre-orders now.
Pre-order! We love pre-order. That's a whole other segment that we can talk about. Book pre-order.
I know.
All right.
And you know, I'm surprised you didn't ask me about it just before we get betwixt because
What was that?
No, too late now.
No, all right. Shame on me, but we're hitting a clock.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Imagine if you were a decent journalist.
Well, you used the word that you can't describe with me, decent. All right, off their betwixt the two, Jess.
Yes.
Off their 1986 mega smash album, Slippery When Wet. Bon Jovi's Wanted Dead
Tremendous.
or Alive.
Yep.
Which sounds like this.
I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, head of the line.
Or off a 1990 Young Guns 2 soundtrack, Blaze of Glory, which sounds like this. Before you answer, can we just say that perhaps the best part of Bon Jovi is Richie Sambora's harmonies?
Do you think so?
God, I mean, he is so good. You remove him, and you remove literally 50% of the vocals. Sonically speaking.
Well, and here's where you're going to be embarrassed, Greg.
Oh.
Because Blaze of Glory was actually John Bon Jovi, not Bon Jovi. It was, in fact, a solo album project, not from the band, which means Richie Sambora did not appear on that track.
What?
Yep.
Are you sure?
If only you... Oh, certainly am. You don't come at a teenage Bon Jovi fan and question
I'm not going
my
to try
Bon
and
Jovi-isms.
I'm not going to try after the show to check to make sure that maybe you're wrong. I'm not. I'm going to take your word.
No, you definitely are going to. And when you text me later apologizing, I look forward to it. The answer is Wanted Dead or Alive.
I'm going to double down before we get to the answer and say, regardless of the Blaze of Glory, I still stand by the fact that one of the best parts of Bon Jovi is Richie Sambora's harmonies. Agree?
Okay. Agree.
Now, at the task at hand, I asked Jess Pryles just a few minutes ago before she embarrassed me on my own show. Yes?
Hang on, Greg.
Oh, more embarrassing? Okay, go ahead.
Does this really count as a... I mean, you specifically said the same band.
Yeah, it's the same singer.
Tracks.
It's John Bon Jovi.
But it's two different... it's like, okay, but hang on a second.
All right.
What if somebody is in 2 bands?
So,
right?
like, what are you talking about?
So, like, look, Phil Anselmo, he's in Down and he's in Pantera. So you're saying that anything that Down puts out is the same as Pantera? Is that what you're saying? By that logic, therefore. Anyway, the answer is Wanted Dead or Alive. I don't want to make you late. And it's correct. I don't need you to play your thing. That's my karaoke song. I do a great air guitar.
My head is spinning here on many different levels. I'm embarrassed. Feel like I've been yelled at, lectured.
Want a little bit more?
No, we're done. Final answer?
Lock it in.
All right, lock it in. I asked Jess Pryles between the two, which was the better Bon Jovi sang song, and Wanted Dead or Alive is her answer outside of Blaze of Glory, and it does happen to be correct after all of that. Indeed, that was the right answer. Well,
I
we've learned a
thoroughly
lot
enjoyed this
tonight.
round. We have.
Wow.
This has been really
Oh,
entertaining.
wait,
for
let me
everyone.
send us off here. Jess Pryles is on a 4-appearance win streak, if you can believe it, which is like a year plus a quarter. So this is a pretty major win streak. And we're going
this is pressure.
into the final appearance of 2026, 3 months from now. So for everybody here at Betwixt the Two, this is your host, Greg Rempe, for Jess Pryles, saying so long, everybody. All right, now, are you going to take over next quarter like you had mentioned, or are you going to go for 5 wins in a row? You mentioned you might turn the table on me.
Okay. So normally I would, except I feel like I need to keep going while I'm on the streak. What do you reckon?
Yes, I would say we're going to roll the dice if you're hot.
Yeah, let's just ride it till the wheels fall off.
All right. And I will do a little more musical due diligence before we
It's okay.
reconvene
I'm
in 3 months.
I'm oddly specific.
I mean, who
about
knew?
Bon Jovi.
I
It's
never
not
would
your
have
fault.
picked that up during this particular
Thank
segment at all. But in the meantime, anything else besides the book pre-order? Anything else you're promoting? You're going to be showing up anywhere before we reconvene?
No, there will be a book tour that we'll talk about. I might have to move my appearance of last quarter up to coincide with the book release. We'll talk about that.
All right.
There will be a tour, and y'all just watch Pitmasters and tell me what you think.
All right. Jess Pryles, always appreciate the time.
Okay, thanks, baby.
You got it there. Pulling the ever so 20-year-old bye at the end. Love it. All right, so we're 1 minute over. I got to get rid of that, and where are we at here? Okay, I think we can just remove those, and that'll get me where I need to be. All right, little business here. Then we'll do the best clock catch-up that we can possibly do. Then we will get into embedded correspondence. Rusty Monson already in. Very exciting. He's probably anxious. Haven't seen him in 2-3 months, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This show is proudly sponsored by Fireboard, the innovators behind Fireboard 2, Fireboard Pro, Fireboard Spark, the Fireboard Beacon, and the wireless Fireboard Pulse. Experience total control over all your devices from anywhere in the world with the Fireboard app. Discover more by visiting fireboard.com or by calling 816-945-2232. That's 816-945-2232. Good folks over at Fireboard. We will wrap the first hour right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Continuing to produce incredibly mediocre content in an exceptionally professional way. You're listening and watching the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, we thank Jess Pryles for joining us for an extended first hour visit. HardcoreCarnivore.com for rubs and accoutrement. JessPryles.com for recipes at Jess Pryles. On Instagram at Hardcore Carnivore. On Instagram as well. You know, I'm trying to think off the top of my head as I see everybody loading in here for the embedded correspondence segment. If Doug told me he was not going to be here this month. Doug, are you going to be here? I've seen him in instant chat. Ooh. Blairdom is pronounced Blair Adam. Oh, fuck. This is a no win tonight for me. Oh. By the way, don't forget, we're quickly running out of Barbecue Central Show Honey Barbecue Rub. It's great on everything pork. It's also great on chicken. Do not put it on beef unless you like sweet beef, weirdo. We're pointing to the second hour, which will be abridged. So stick around. We'll be right back.